Welcome back to the Lady Sows. Today I'm going to be in my potting shed. Now that actually sounds quite posh, but actually it's just the back of the garage. So I want to be planting up some bare root strawberries that I received the other day. So I don't think I'm looking at this camera properly. Anyway, so without further ado, I will take you into the potting shed and we'll get on with potting up these strawberries. Right, I've got three varieties of strawberries here. I've got Pegasus, Centenary and Korona. Now I bought these as bare roots. Well, it's the way they came. It's the cheapest way of buying them, is bare roots. And I've had them in water for about 24 hours. That was just to rehydrate the roots from them being sent in the post. I'm just planting them up in ordinary potting compost. I need to find a label. What did I say this one is? Centenary. I bought three varieties. They came as a let me just write this. I can't do two things at once. I bought them so as a sort of succession, so that I'll get early season, mid-season, and late season. I'll just pop this down there. Strawberries, just to have them over a longer period. I've grown strawberries for years, my own strawberries, which I usually take runners from in their fourth year. But this year I decided, because they all sort of come at once, I haven't been doing particularly well. I thought maybe it's probably got more to do with where they were planted. They were a bit too close to the rhubarb, and rhubarb likes every last drop of water that there's going. So the plants in that bed sort of suffered. I've noticed I've got swede in the same bed now, which I planted after the strawberries, and because I knew I was taking them out, and they haven't done particularly well either. The rhubarb is now gone from that area. So I don't put these up here. I don't know which is which at the moment without looking them up, which I will do. So I've just put a little bit of compost in the bottom, put in the strawberry, and just fill it back up with compost. I mean, so they're quite hardy plants. I'm going to just put these into the greenhouse. And the reason I haven't, because with bare roots you can plant, because they're dormant, you can plant them straight in the ground now, as long as it's not frozen. But where I want to plant them, I've actually got something else growing at the moment. So this is really just to keep them alive over the winter period. As I say, I'll put them in the greenhouse just to give them a bit of shelter, but they're very hardy. So and the lovely thing about strawberries is that you don't really need a lot of space to grow them. So you can grow them in a pot on a patio quite successfully. You can even grow them in hanging baskets quite successfully. I mean, the upside of hanging baskets is, unless you've got hovering birds, the birds can't get at them, but birds love strawberries. I think it's more the red that they're attracted to. Mind you, I found the slugs like strawberries as well, but is there anything much that slugs don't like? The other thing about strawberries is that generally in year one, which will be these ones next year, they don't produce a lot of strawberries because the plants are getting developed. And I would certainly, I mean, some people would say, oh, you should pick the flowers off, but I don't think I know anybody that would do that, because British strawberries are just so wonderful. But I would recommend not taking runners from them in the first year to allow the plants to really establish themselves. You will find I've got 6 of these. I've got 6 of these. That's that one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yes, I've got 6. So what I tend to do, years 2 and 3 will give you your best crop of strawberries, and then year 4 they tail off again, and that's the year I would take runners from them. I take runners and you start the whole process all over again and plant them in a new spot. Or if you're putting them in pots, put some fresh compost in You can use a loam-based compost if you're making them in pots. Multi-purpose potting compost only has enough nutrients for about 6 weeks. You could use a bit of blood, fish and bone to give a slow release, and then you would need to, if they're in pots, you would need to feed them until you were ready to transplant them again. Other people just let their strawberries run all over the place. Well, I've never done that, because then you've got no idea which are the old plants, which are the new plants. This is quite a big plant. So you kind of can lose control, and you end up with a sort of mat of strawberries that produce just little ones, because they need a fair amount of spacing. Ideally, they should be, if you're planting them outside, they should be planted about, I think it's 30 centimetres or 12 inches apart. I'm not very good on centimetres for planting. I think in inches and feet. I think I've only got 4 of this one. Is there 2 there? Nope, it's just 1. 4 of this one. So what I will do with these, I'll give them a good drink. I will actually, God, this soil's cold. I will actually water them from the bottom. Oh, no, I have got 5. Water them from the bottom, like the allotment. I've got lots of things here that gather water, which I put into my water butt. Although my water butt here is attached to my greenhouse, but we use a lot of rainwater. I use a lot of rainwater in the greenhouse, so I've actually got an old Belfast sink in the garden which has a big tray in it which is full of water, so I shall just pop them all in there, give them a good drink, stick them in the greenhouse, and then come the spring, once I've cleared the bed where they're to go, then I will plant them out. So I've done that little task. I shall now take them outside and water them all, and as I pop them in the greenhouse and plant them out in the spring, and I expect you'll be with me when I plant them out. But it won't be till about, I probably will do it end February, maybe into March. Just depends on the weather. I've got sun in my eyes here. At the moment I've got kale growing where I want it. Well, I say growing, it's hanging on by a thread, to be honest. And so they'll come out, and the strawberries will be planted once I've actually worked out which are the earlies, which are the mids, and which are the lates. But anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you another time, hopefully. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.